So you have pedophilic disorder if you meet these criteria.
Yes, it's true.
So according to the DSM-5, Muhammad had pedophilic disorder, i.e. he is a pedophile.
Was Muhammad a pedophile? Modern Muslim scholars would say no, but the most trusted reference manual on mental disorders, the DSM-5, says he was.
So we're going to go ahead and read the criteria for someone with pedophilic disorder, someone who is a pedophile.
Okay, go ahead and read it to a hearing.
But before we do, let's just recap the Muslim sources saying that Muhammad was sexually active with a prepubescent girl. Narrated Aisha, I used to play with dolls in the presence of the Prophet, and my girlfriends also used to play with me. When Allah's messenger used to enter my dwelling place, they used to hide themselves, but the Prophet would call them to join and play with me. So Aisha and her friends are playing with dolls in Muhammad's presence.
Beloved, once again, I greet you and I welcome you to u.s.a Media. My name is Boache Steven, and you know for sure that I will always tell you to share this program to your loved ones and even everybody that is on your contact list on either Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, or whatsoever. I'll be getting to make sure to drop your comment under the comment section there, and also make sure to like the program. And this really tells us for sure that indeed you are enjoying the program. Okay, even if you are not enjoying it, make sure to drop your comment, and it tells us for sure that you're watching the program and you're listening to everything. Make sure to defend your religion. I'll be getting under the comment section, so we are cool with whatever word you used over there. But YouTube is actually warning you. YouTube is telling you to use polite words. I'll be getting with me. Well, we are actually heading to where we started, okay, with David Wood and Syria International, or Fadi. Okay, they were actually teaching us about the fact that Muhammad was a pedophile, and what he did was a pedophile act. I'll be getting with me. So they're actually going to help us with the records in the DSM-5, okay, and it has been recognized to be the standard, the standard information about or in regards to mental disorders. And if in case we ascertain anything about anything in this about Muhammad, it really means that he was a pedophile. Well, we will take a quick break and we return to go for the latter part of the first section, and we continue from there. Well, quickly, shall we go to the latter part of the first section?
The girl before puberty. So this is clearly and indisputably talking about prepubescent girls, girls who haven't reached the age of puberty. So you marry a girl, divorce her, then she has to wait 3 months before she can marry another guy, all before she's reached the age of puberty. So Muhammad and Aisha are supposedly examples of marrying and having sex with a prepubescent girl. She was 9. Then they'll say, but she had reached puberty. No problem there. She hadn't reached puberty. But then they'll say, well, yeah, it doesn't mean he was a pedophile.
Well, beloved, yes, David Wood actually said that, yes, all these sources do affirm that Islamic Muslims has been taught to be laying with prepubescent girls. You get that, prepubescent girls. And according to scholars, okay, according to health workers and all that, these kind of acts, according to psychiatrists, okay, according to psychiatrists, those that studies mental disorders, this kind of act is really suggests that a person has a mental disorder, or if you want to get it correct, the person is insane, the person is mad, the person isn't in his right senses. I'll be getting to me. So what actually Muhammad did can be categorized under mental disorders, or the under the act of those that are in mental disorder, or those that are in the state of mental disorder, or those that are having psychiatric condition. Well, I'm not the one saying this, but we are actually going to get the reference from David Wood and Sarah International or Fadi. Well, quickly, let's go to the first part of this book. It reads something to our hearing.
Well, let's go ahead and read the definition. Pedophilic disorder, according to the DSM-5.
Okay, so David Wood says, according to the BSM-5, okay, pedophilic disorder means what, David Wood?
A, over a period of at least 6 months, recurrent, intense, sexually arousing fantasies, sexual urges, or behaviors involving sexual activity with a prepubescent child or children, generally aged 13 years or younger.
Okay, that is A for you. Okay, so if you may say that Muhammad wasn't a pedophile. But going by this standard book, or this this meaning or definition, this book or the BSM-5 gave, you get to know that yes, your prophet is caught in the net over here. Okay, he is caught in the net over here. He was a pedophile. Even Aisha wasn't at age 13. But according to this research, according to this book, okay, according to this standard book, okay, about mental disorders, yes, if even you are in your 50s, you are in your 60s or 40s, and you lay with, or you have no you have no regressions laying with a 13 years old girl, you are not well. You are you're not in your right senses. Okay, so perhaps you are in a community, or you are in a society, or in a vicinity, and you've encountered a man of 60 years, a man of 50 years, a man of 40 years laying with a 13 years old girl, laying with a child, and perhaps you think this man is having money, he's opulent or affluent, and thus you're not being able to report. If you have to be very careful, and if you are a woman or a man and you are delivering your children like this to men like this for money, you are not well. You are mad, excuse me to say. You have to be arrested. If you are doing this in a community or wheresoever you are, you need an arrest. Okay, it's a pedophile act. You need to be tied up in a tree like a mad person. You get that? By the fact that people sometimes put on attires, and they put on tie and shoes and all that, they polish them very, very, very nice and all that, so people do not see them as going crazy. I'll be get to it. Sometimes that is how it looks like. But if a person does this, it really means they are pedophiles, and they are categorized under those that are having mental disorders. Well, that is the first meaning we got from this BSM-5, okay, this book. Well, David Wood, B,
the individual has acted on these sexual urges, or the sexual urges or fantasies cause marked distress or interpersonal difficulty. Doesn't seem to cause him distress, but the first part of that, the individual has acted on these sexual urges. He certainly has.
Wow. So do you see Muhammad under this category? Okay, the answer is with you there. Don't say it. What next?
And C, the individual is at least 16 years old and at least 5 years older than the child or children in criterion A.
You see, according to this book, even if the girl is at age 60, even if Aisha was at age 16, Muhammad would still be categorized under pedophiles. You get that? Yes, he would still be categorized under those that are having mental disorders, or those that are having psychiatric problem. Okay, Muhammad was a pedophile according to this research, according to this book. Okay, according to this authentic book, Muhammad was a pedophile. Surely what he did to Aisha was very painful and it was a wicked act, and it's something that calls not for your emulation. It's something you cannot emulate. It's somewhat like what Siddhartha Gautama Buddha did. Okay, Buddhists will tell you that Buddha went to an extreme. Okay, he would go to the cemetery and he would be laying on the bones of these dead people. Okay, sometimes a dead body that is rotten, he would just lay on this dead body and it would be rotten, and it would get and the animals and everything would just get into his skin, and sometimes it would be like he was himself rotting, and he would be walking, and these stuffs would be falling down from his body would be tearing and be falling down. And you see, he said he did all these by seeking enlightenment. But it was madness. He later told his followers, the Buddhists, that no, he went into an extreme. They shouldn't do that. If you're a Buddhist, you shouldn't do that. Okay, you can be doing all those that he did in seeking enlightenment. But what he used to be doing, because Siddhartha Gautama Buddha could be standing like this. Okay, he could position himself like this from morning to evening. He would be like this. You see. He would be like this, just like this, from morning to evening. And sometimes he would change position. He would be like this. He would be there, without even winking an eye. Okay. Sometimes he would be like this. It just like what the yoga exercises people are doing today. Okay, and they are chanting and all that. I'll be get to me. Like if you go to Boko, I think they have their offices there, and people goes there to chant for them, and they pay them Ramatorio. I think I ever heard an Ampedu also doing the same. I'll be get to me. Well, what next? I think Al-Fadi gets in. What next?
When he was at least at age 54, so he was basically that's a 45 years difference between the two.
Exactly my point. Okay, Muhammad was 54, so he was definitely 45 years older than the child. Okay, David Wood comes in.
So you have pedophilic disorder if you meet these criteria.
Yes, it's true. What next?
So according to the DSM-5, Muhammad had pedophilic disorder, i.e. he is a pedophile.
All right. Beloved, may God richly bless you for watching. So you see, I'm not the one saying this. And if you want to be sincere, okay, if you are not an unrelinquished follower of Muhammad, okay, if you're a sincere person seeking for truth, you will not get pissed at what I'm delivering to you right here, but you will just get down to your buttock and study very well. Go through all these sources you've been given, okay, right from the first section and also this second section, and surely you're going to conclude that indeed that act of Muhammad isn't something emulatable. It's something that calls not for people's emulation. So if he was deemed to be someone whose practices are to be followed, whose deeds are to be followed in Islam, because in Islam you go by the prophetic sunnah. You get that? You go by the prophetic sunnah, whatever Muhammad did. Okay, whatever he said, you need to follow. You need to pursue that. Whatever he did, you need to pursue that. That's exactly what makes you a Muslim. That's why you have Sunni Muslims, and they claim they are the ones going by the real actions of Muhammad. So Sunni Muslims, are you pedophiles? Do you lay with prepubescent girls? Do you do this? The sheikhs in Islam. What is it? Sheikh Nuhu. Can you deliver your 6 years old girl or 9 years old girl to a man in his 50s to lay with? Will you do that? I don't think you will do this. Or if you're a Muslim watching this program, make sure to be sincere. Okay, will you ever do this to your girl child? Will you do that? You will never do that. Okay, a girl of 13, a girl of 16, you will never deliver this girl to a man in his 50s. Muhammad was 54 years, Aisha was 6 years, and he took her away from her parents, and he consummated the marriage when he was at age 9. Is this right? Okay, is this right? Sociologically speaking, morally speaking, is this right? It isn't right, and you know it isn't right, but most of the times you don't just want to go by the truth because you want to promote or protect Islamic orthodoxy, but that isn't good. That doesn't make you a real person. Okay, you have to be able to face reality. You understand? You need to be able to face truth, or be able to face justice. What Muhammad did is a pedophile act. Okay, it's a person that is not in his right senses who will do this. A person that is categorized under mental disorders or psychiatric conditions is the one who involves himself in this. Okay, according to this source you were given from the camp of Syria International, or David Wood and Al Fadi. Okay, all these really proves to us that indeed Muhammad didn't give you a right example to follow. I'll be get to him. Jesus Christ wasn't like that, and you know that. Jesus wasn't like that. Jesus Christ wasn't about all these stuffs. Okay, Jesus Christ never had a girlfriend. And I've ever heard this silly argument from people saying Mary Magdalene was the girlfriend of Jesus Christ, and you don't know where they got all these information from, and all these are blasphemous statements, and surely you have to retract all these statements because you are actually going to be punished for putting forth all these stuffs. Okay, there is this logical fallacy termed, or with the appellation, the fallacy of limited information. I'll be getting to the fallacy of limited information. Do your researches and do not just go by what people are saying outside there. Make sure anytime we talk of ideology, it's something broad. I'll be getting to me. Make sure to dive deep into, or delve deep into, all these stuff people are putting forth, and you get to know of whether or not they are just claims or they are not just claims. May God richly bless you. We ended up here, and I say may God richly bless you for helping us in sharing and watching this program. And now, for Subin Sanana Offer, it's been a while long. I mentioned your name over here. Make sure to drop your comment over there. It's been a while long. I ever saw you comment in the comment section. And also, Mr. Danidam Kwachin Shen of Palermo, Church of Christ, Italy. Mr. Williams, Pastor of Palermo, Church of Christ, Italy. May God richly bless you all for helping, and make sure to share the program for us. Bye-bye. Seriously, there is an end to everything we're doing over here on earth. We are informative beings. We carry information wheresoever we go, and without us there wouldn't be the happenings of events in several lot of countries. Religions are superfluous in our countries, in our world, but how can people study a lot, and how can they get or attain some knowledge about all religions? That's exactly what we're doing over here. Most especially, being a Christian and Christian apologist, I tend to always express my view in regards to what even the religion that has been rival to Christianity since time immemorial has said, that is Islam. And on this program, we present reasonable polemics against authentic historic Islam, and we created the awareness that indeed Christ descended purposely for man's redemption. We cannot do this without you. That's the exact reason we want sponsorship. Yeah, you can help with the provision of machines, so we can go out there for debates and all that. And during these debates, you know for sure something miraculous happens sometimes. People actually learn a lot, and even if the Muslim has questions, sometimes they cannot confront you while you are here on the show. But if we go out there for a program, seriously, they can ask several of questions, and we help heal several many wounds. You can help with anything that can help propagate the efficacious gospel of Christ. And I think there are some specific people in our world today who are into this kind of sponsorship works, and that is Brother Dan u.s.a.
And thank you social media for Muslims any debate. The share arguments and the and we every prayer bar. Now, who move back and you look our hat, who do my Church of Christ preach our hat. Now, what about what we more lost in TV? At the end, what you want to know, Mr. Portino, and I didn't show. We'll go for that. Minimum, but 25 million, and I'm the number.
May God richly bless you for what actually did for us, and it actually told us for sure that you do follow this program and you love it. You love the propagation of the efficacious gospel. And also Brother Ken Biney, may God bless you, and as well Mr. COD, Mr. Peter, Uncle Sam, Toronto, Canada, Ghana House, Mr. Edu. We need your sponsorship. Specifically, I've mentioned your name because I actually know what you're doing in the system. And whosoever, wheresoever you are, you can pick up the contact that is emerging on the screen and communicate us, so you can discuss that what actually you would love to help with. May God richly bless you. Your sponsorship is needed.
Hi.